Hey there, church family. Before we take a look at this week's message, I want to take a moment to play for you a short video that we posted this week on our Facebook page on Thursday. But in case you missed it, I wanted you to see this opportunity that we're giving everyone to participate in this new series I'll be preaching in the book of Psalms. Take a look at this. Hello, church family. I come today to invite you to participate with me in the reading of the book of Psalms over the next 30 days. It's easy to sign up. You go to a website called BiblePlan.org, and there they will walk you through a sign-up process. You can choose the monthly plan and click on Psalms in that plan, and they will send you 5 chapters of Psalms a day over the next 30 days, and by the end of the month, you'll have read the entire book of Psalms, or you can just choose 1 chapter a day. You also get to pick your favorite translation, whether it's King James or NIV or ESV, and then put in your email and you'll be signed up. But no matter which plan that you choose, I think you know that you will be blessed as we read this together and as we examine ancient words that still speak to modern hearts. I hope you'll consider being a part of this Bible reading plan over the next month in the book of Psalms. All right, well listen, after hearing that announcement about this Psalms Bible reading plan, I hope that you will consider going to BiblePlan.org and selecting either to read the whole book of Psalms in the month or 1 Psalm per day, and then you'll get a daily email to remind you what to read. And that way we can be reading the Psalms together. In preparation for this series on the book of Psalms, I came across a paragraph in one of the books that was the introduction to this study on the themes, the major themes in the book of Psalms, and it really caught my attention. So I want to read it to you today. It says this: at the center of the Bible is the book of Psalms, a collection of 150 prayers to be read, sung, carried in the heart, and at times even shouted from the top of our lungs. The prayers are meant to be both personal and communal expression. The Psalms plumb the depths of human emotion as God's people express despair and doubt, sorrow and joy, comfort and hope. Collectively and separately, the Psalms offer a steadfast witness to God's revelation as Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer of life. Within each Psalm, as within the hearts of the worshiping community, is a deep yearning to be surrounded by God's presence, to know God's power, and to understand God's purposes. Man, that is rich. The book of Psalms are part of the foundation of the life of our faith. They go back thousands of years, and they speak of so many different topics and resonate with so many ways that we are to understand who God is and how much He loves us. And so my prayer is that throughout this series over the next 30 days, that as a congregation we would all engage in reading together portions of the book of Psalms and experience what was written here. And I want to begin today just by reading Psalm chapter 1. It's just 6 verses. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the paths of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates both day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. This first psalm was chosen for a reason. It sets the tone for what the rest of the Psalms is about. And I think there are 2 important things that I will expound on more in Common Ground. And I hope you'll come back and view the live service that's usually released on Mondays that we record during Common Ground. But I want to talk about 2 things. One of the most important things I think here is that this chapter begins by saying, blessed is the man, right? Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. This psalm sets the tone by saying to us that God wants to bless us. That's one of the beauties of the book of Psalms, that it encapsulates all these ways and ideas of how we can get in line with God's purposes and plans so that the blessing of God can rest on this. Don't you love that the tone that is set by the psalm that was chosen to start out this book of 150 Psalms is a psalm that talks about being blessed and being happy. And the word blessed, by the way, is correctly translated to some extent happy. So happy is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the ungodly. And the second one is this: we have a clear choice to make. The second point that's clear in Psalm chapter 1 is that we have a clear choice to make. Robert Frost, in his poem, The Road Not Taken, made it very clear. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. It's true, isn't it, that life has forks in the road, that life has crossroads, and we can't go down both paths. We have to make a choice. And he is right. And the psalm really affirms that he is right. There are 2 roads. There's the way of the wicked, and there's the way of the godly. And that those that choose to follow the way of God and the way of the godly are those who will be blessed in everything that they do. So I hope you'll come back after we preach this in Common Ground Live and tune in, and hope you'll be blessed as we begin to really engage together in reading the book of Psalms and in looking at the major themes of things like praise and mercy and loving kindness and God as shepherd. All the major themes we're going to be trying to deal with as many of those as we can over the next few weeks. Thank you for listening today to this Sofer Sermon. I hope you have a great week.